On the broadcast tonight, we take a look at the newest destination for dining in Shippensburg.
And we spotlight the newest spot to eat downtown.
All of that and more right now on SUTV News.
Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Lindsay Smith.
And I'm Priscilla Schultz. The Temple University community is in shock after its acting president died suddenly Tuesday afternoon. Joanne Epps was 72. Epps was attending a memorial service at the university when she fell ill. She was taken to the university hospital where she was pronounced dead. There's no word yet on her cause of death. A university spokesperson said Epps served the university for more than 40 years, rising from a job in the bookstore to the presidency. She was named acting president in April after the previous president resigned. The spokesperson said they were not aware of any health issues. In a press conference on Monday, Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer Ken Kaiser had this to say about the impact of Epps.
No one was more beloved at our university than Joanne was. She was a personal friend and mentor to so many of us, and she pushed each of us to be the best versions of ourselves that we possibly could.
This past Saturday, African American Association welcomed back students with their annual Crab Fest. Crab Fest has been a tradition with Afro AM for over a decade and is a celebration meant to bring together students and community members from across campus of all backgrounds and ethnicities. The event was $5 entry to all SHIP students, where they were treated to a delicious crab dinner, curated music, and an inviting atmosphere for all. The event was also held to help promote other programs as well, including Feed a Friend, which will help provide food to those in need this Thanksgiving. Shaking things up downtown is a little spot named Monterey Taco. Here with the spotlight of the newest place to dine is SUTV's Frederick Hardman.
On the outside, this may look like just another restaurant, but the inside tells a different story. For the Rodriguez Campos family, it's proof of patience, perseverance, and passion for a 10-year-long dream. We didn't plan to be here as the owners before this. We were going to be the managers, because our friend was going to be the one opening the business. But at the last minute, he chose not to work here anymore. It was the belief and support of a local businessman who helped turn their dream into a reality. But what sets this restaurant apart from others? I do it all with love for the people who come to the restaurant, and I try to make the food the most Mexican style, like we used to eat when we were young, and I thank God we're here. Everyone who wants to spice up their Taco Tuesdays can guarantee a welcoming environment, various menu options, fresh ingredients, and the convenience of online ordering. Thank you to the Shippensburg community, because you treat us very well, and we hope to give you the best service that you deserve. Frederick Hardman, SUTV News.
Coming up next, we have the latest in the death of an LA deputy killed in an ambush shooting.
And see how Congresswoman Lauren Boebert got into hot water for the night at the theater. We'll have more after this break.
Are you failing a class or don't know what you're doing? You're in luck. Shippensburg Primary Academic Resource Center is free to all SHIP students. The Student Success Center, also known as the Learning Center, is located on the first floor of Mowry Hall. The center provides a variety of services, including course-based tutoring, writing tutoring, and learning specialists. To schedule an in-person or Zoom appointment, visit the Student Success Center collaborative website, ship.campus.eab.com. I'm Will Nicholson with SUTV.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistants, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
On Saturday, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Clincombe-Broomer was shot and killed while stopped at an intersection in his patrol car. The department immediately started an investigation, posting a $250,000 reward for information on the subject. Less than 48 hours later, Kevin Salazar was arrested and accused of shooting Clincombe-Broomer. The motive behind the shooting is still unknown. However, it is likely linked to the schizophrenia that Salazar had been diagnosed with previously. At his court appearance yesterday, Salazar's attorney pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Salazar is currently being held without bail and is scheduled to appear in court on November 7th for a preliminary hearing. United Auto Workers have entered a 4-day strike, resulting in thousands of layoffs. This mass protest comes in workers' frustration, unsatisfied with their current contracts. Manufacturers such as General Motors have contract offers for their workers, but many refuse to take them, causing a strike. President Biden has a memo
And said that it was the fog machines. However, surveillance shows that it is not the case, as the senator can clearly be seen vaping. Reports state when she was asked by a pregnant woman to stop vaping, Boebert called her a, quote, sad and miserable person, unquote. Upon being escorted out of the theater, Boebert made rude hand gestures to the security. In a recent statement, Boebert said that the past few days had been humbling and that she is sorry for the, quote, unwanted attention, unquote. Law enforcement in Birmingham, Alabama is facing backlash following a violent encounter with a high school band director. We warn you, some of this footage may be distressing to some viewers.
In Alabama, shock and outrage as newly released body cam footage shows the moments where Birmingham police officers tased and arrested this man, Johnny Mims, the band director of Minor High School, who says he was arrested for doing his job. In the body cam footage, the officers confront Mims as he conducts the school's band following a home football game. The officers asked Mims multiple times to stop the music. However, the band kept on playing. Eventually, the officers attempted to put Mims in handcuffs, eventually hitting the band director with a stun gun 3 times as his students watched on in horror. Mims was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and harassment, and is now on administrative leave. It should be noted that the band performing after the conclusion of a game is not uncommon and is often referred to as a fifth quarter show, to perform while spectators are leaving the stadium.
It's just been a day-to-day process. It's something I'm still grappling with and still very, very concerned about the students who had to witness that situation.
For SUTV News, I'm Adam Beam.
Coming up in world news, we have the political unrest currently swirling in Canada.
And see how President Biden handled his latest meeting with the United Nations after this.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
Sports section will be covering the football, volleyball, tennis, and women's soccer games. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at ShipUSlate, and be sure to pick up the next edition of the Slate Tuesday in newsstands or read anytime on the slateonline.com.
President Biden recently spoke at the General Assembly of the United Nations.
Here to tell us more about it is SUTV's Michael Salvatore. Michael?
India has rejected claims from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that it was involved in the political assassination of a prominent Canadian Sikh leader in June. In a press release on Tuesday, India's Ministry of External Affairs called the allegations absurd and motivated. Hardeep Singh Najjar was gunned down in his truck by 2 masked men outside a Sikh temple in Surrey, British Columbia in June. His death both shocked and outraged the large Sikh community in Canada, whose numbers are now in the thousands, hundreds of thousands. India has designated Najjar a terrorist threat to several years ago, labeling him as being part of a separatist movement for Sikhism. A plane carrying 5 Americans freed from prison in Iran landed in Doha Monday. The Iranian Foreign Ministry says it is part of a wider U.S.-Iran deal. 3 Americans who are publicly known as part of the agreement have all been in prison for more than 5 years. The identities of the other 2 have not yet been released. The U.S. government has designated all 5 as being wrongfully detained. The freed Americans are expected to be on a flight to the U.S. later on Monday. As part of the agreement, $6 billion in Iranian funds held in restricted accounts in South Korea will be transferred to a restricted account in Qatar. Russia's raging war in Ukraine, political instability in several African nations, and a series of climate disasters among the laundry list of crises facing the United Nations General Assembly this week. But as world leaders from more than 140 nations gather in New York to try to confront those issues, fractures among the global superpowers are likely to stymie any progress. CNN's Gloria Pazmino is in New York with the latest.
With the litany of crises facing the United Nations General Assembly,
our world is becoming unhinged.
Hope of progress on critical global issues is dim.
And we seem incapable of coming together to respond.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres decrying the stark divisions, violence, and chaos preventing progress on significant global crises, like climate change.
Our world needs statesmanship, not gamesmanship and gridlock.
President Joe Biden echoing the demand for action in the wake of multiple natural disasters.
Together, these snapshots tell an urgent story of what awaits us if we fail to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels.
While also affirming U.S. commitment to upholding democratic values and calling on member nations to stand up against Russia as it continues to wage war in Ukraine.
If you allow Ukraine to be carved up, is the independence of any nation secure?
In historic remarks to the Assembly, Ukrainian President Zelensky pleaded for more support.
We have a real chance to end the aggression on the terms of the nation which was attacked.
And warned of consequences if Russia's power goes unchecked.
When hatred is weaponized against one nation, it never stops there.
While some question the actual power and influence of the United Nations, the need for global cooperation, according to Biden, is clear.
We know our future is bound to yours. And no nation can meet the challenges of today alone.
In New York, I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
That'll do it for this week's World News. I'm Michael Salvatore. Now back to Lindsay and Priscilla at the desk.
Coming up in entertainment, we have some new trailers straight from the sea.
And we have a shocking shakeup in the rock and roll world, so stick with us for more.
Are you a commuter that feels disconnected? Then stop by the Commuter Lounge in Cub 209 to learn more about opportunities to get involved in Shippensburg. Check out the lounge space to socialize with other commuters with a kitchenette, computers, games, and more. Get involved in the community and meet fellow commuters through the Raider Neighbor program. Never miss a moment at Ship. Learn how to become a part of the commuter community by emailing Bridget Allen at bcallen@ship.edu. This is a public...
Today's been a great day to be outside with mostly sunny high around 80 and a cozy low tonight of 53. On Friday, temps cool down a little for a mild daytime high of 73. Over the weekend, clouds will roll in for a rainy Saturday and Sunday, so for parents and families sailing into Ship for this weekend's celebrations, be sure to bring some umbrellas and raincoats to stay dry. As we enter the week ahead, the sun makes its way back to Shippensburg with some nice mid-70s temps. There may be a few showers on Wednesday and Thursday, so don't hang up your umbrellas from the weekend just yet. With that, I hope everyone enjoys the nice weather before the rain rolls in this weekend. Perhaps set up a hammock and hang for a bit or take a walk on the rail trail. I'm Allison Ritchie, and up next is this week's entertainment.
Two aquatic heroes will be diving onto our screens this December. On Thursday, we got our first look at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the sequel to 2017's box office smash. The film will see the return of Jason Momoa's Arthur Curry as he struggles to be both a father and the new king of Atlantis. Things aren't made any easier when the villainous Black Manta returns to get revenge on Arthur and his friends. The sequel has had a troubled production, to say the least. The film was delayed multiple times and faced fan backlash with the announcement that Amber Heard would be returning as Mara despite her controversial trial with ex-husband Johnny Depp. The film will release on December 20th. That same day, fans of the popular Percy Jackson book series will be treated to the 2-episode premiere of the newest adaptation for Disney+. The series is meant to have each season adapt one of Rick Riordan's beloved books, with the first being The Lightning Thief. Riordan helped write the pilot and serves as an executive producer on the series, which has fans excited that the series will finally be the faithful live-action version they've been waiting for. The VMAs were this week, and the results did not disappoint. The stage was filled with winners, new and old, with Taylor Swift winning 4 awards for her song Antihero, and Ice Spice winning Best New Artist. In between winning awards, Taylor Swift and Ice Spice could be found dancing together in the audience. It's safe to say Taylor carried the awards, with her winning 9 and setting a record for winning the Video of the Year award for the 4th time. Shakira won the Video Vanguard Award, becoming the first Latina to ever receive this prestigious award. Shakira also performed at the VMAs for the first time since 2006. Performances may have been the highlight, with the star-studded performances including Kelsea Ballerini, Shakira, Lil Wayne, Olivia Rodrigo, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Diddy, to name a few. Congratulations to the winners' hard work for paying off. Controversy has erupted around Jan Wenner, the co-founder of Rolling Stone magazine and a key figure behind the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Wenner is facing criticism for comments he made in a recent interview in regards to Black and female musicians. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation swiftly responded by removing Wenner from its board of directors. His remarks, published in the New York Times, came as he promoted his new book, The Masters, featuring interviews with prominent musicians. In response to backlash, Wenner issued a public apology expressing deep regret for his words and acknowledging their inflammatory nature. Wenner's impact on the music world in media is significant, given his co-founding of the magazine. Russell Brand is facing serious allegations of rape, sexual assault, and emotional abuse by 4 different women. As these allegations have been brought to the public eye, big corporations that once affiliated with Brand are now taking action against him. One of these brands is Paramount, which has removed Brand's stand-up special from their streaming service, Paramount+. YouTube is also no longer paying Brand for any views on his channel. Brand recently took to YouTube to refute the allegations in a video titled, "So This Is Happening." Brand's channel focuses on breaking down news allegations, but his recent video was different, as the allegations were about him. In the video, he asked if there is an, quote, agenda at play, and talks about, quote, coordinated media, end quote. Brand's ex-wife, Katy Perry, has not yet commented on the situation, but some past statements about how Brand hated how she was in control while on tour have resurfaced. Scotland Yard told sources that they are aware of the situation, however, never stated if charges were being brought forth. That'll do it for this week's entertainment. I'm Adam Beebe. Now let's send it back over to Lindsay and Priscilla at the desk.
Up next in sports, the Shippensburg community says goodbye to 2 Hall of Famers.
And a recap of women's volleyball's first home game. Stay tuned.
(25-19) and 25-18. The Raiders kept big leads in the first set, but could not keep more than a 2-point advantage come the second set. Jefferson got an early 8-5 lead in the third set, but Shippensburg matched that with a 9-1 run to clinch the win. Raiders' own Emily Gardner led the team in kills with 14 on only 2 errors. First-year Raider Grayson Nutt also had her share of kills, including the winning point. Shippensburg will travel to Shepherd University tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, where they will open PSAC Eastern Division play. Catch the team in action on the PSAC Sports Digital Network. Shippensburg field hockey dries off on the road to Westchester after a rainy win against IUP last weekend. The Raiders hosted the Crimson Hawks in a 3-0 matchup in the middle of a rainstorm. In a busy first half, junior Yasmin DeMayer went home with 2 of her own goals, both assisted by sophomore Agus Garibaldi. Redshirt freshman Alexa Mikkelson made personal history, scoring her first career goal with an assist from Carme Picone. Shippensburg continued on their winning streak last night against the Rams of Westchester. After 3 total assists in this week's games, Agus Garibaldi scored her own unassisted goal. Not only did goalie Emma Albee have her own second consecutive shutout, but she also had a season-high 7 saves against the Golden Rams. Shippensburg field hockey will travel to Bloomsburg this Saturday for a noon game. The MLB season is winding down as many teams are prepping for the postseason. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves have clinched their division with the best record in baseball with 2 weeks to go, thanks to their powerful lineup consisting of league MVP favorites Ronald Acuna Jr. and Matt Olson. It's a different story in the NL Central Division, where the Brewers are in a much tighter battle as they hold a close lead over the Chicago Cubs. Meanwhile, in the NL West, the Dodgers have secured their playoff spot thanks to the powerful bats of Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. The defending NL champs, Phillies, currently have the top wildcard spot, with the Reds, Marlins, Diamondbacks, and Cubs all fighting for their spots in the wild card as well. The Orioles and Rays have clinched a playoff berth as they dominate the AL East, while the defending World Series champion Astros compete for another division title with the Rangers, trailing slightly. The first glimpse of postseason action will consist of the league's wild card series, which starts October 3rd. And finally, we regret to report that Shippensburg University has lost 2 of its Hall of Fame inductees this past week with the passing of Bill Cockley and Justin Yonner. Bill Cockley, a former Raider football and baseball player, passed away at the age of 91. He was a part of the inaugural Hall of Fame class in 1986. He was an integral guard on teams in the 50s and was on the 1952 undefeated football team. He was honored as an All-Pennsylvania Conference performer and was selected to play in the Blue-Gray game. Justin Yonner, a former Raider football player, also passed away at the age of 41. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005. Yonner was a member of the offensive line for the football team in the early 2000s, including the 2004 team that reached the NCAA playoffs and set the school record for rushing yards in a single season. His wife, Hillary, was also a Raider athlete for the field hockey team from 2000 to 2003. Shippensburg will continue to honor their previous athletes with the Hall of Fame class every year and will remember all the inductees who pass away as well. And that's all this week for SUTV Sports. I'm Ben Willey. Now back to the desk.
When we come back, see how one fast food worker's quick decision helped save a life.
Stay tuned.
Seat when her motherly instinct told her to stop at the Noonan Chick-fil-A off Highway 34.
You're all set. You have a blessed day. Somebody tells like, go make a turn, go make a turn, and I'm like, so I did that turn.
A life-saving turn.
And she started like, ah. I couldn't talk and everything, so I started like screaming. It's like, hey, help me, somebody help me, my daughter is choking. I just panicked, so I just like asking for help. I was really, really scared for her, honestly.
Screams.
You're all set. You have a blessed day.
Answered by Chick-fil-A team member Mia Isabella Velez.
To be honest, I originally thought they were laughing and having a good time, and sure enough, that was not the case.
That's when Mia, who was working the drive-through line, sprung into action, running to the parking lot to save 3-year-old Thea.
My instinct just kicked in, and I dropped my iPad, and I just started running directly to her.
Jumping out of the drive-through line and into her arms, Mia gave Thea the Heimlich maneuver. 3 thrusts later, this coin flew out.
I think it was humongous. I had seen it in the moment, but seeing it now, I was like, I forgot that that's what came out of your mouth.
The first thing that she said is literally like, I want an ice cream.
This picture was taken shortly after. Mia serving Thea ice cream with a side of heroism.
It's surreal when you hear that, like you saved her life. Like you don't expect to get that title. And it's a lesson for all of us to learn that you could be that light to somebody else. And I'm so glad that I got to be the one for that family.
A family grateful that 18-year-old Mia, who moved from California just 2 months ago, was at their unplanned pit stop at the right time. In Noonan, Paul Lucero, 11 Alive News.
That's it for SUTV News. I'm Priscilla Schultz.
And I'm Lindsay Smith. Don't forget to follow us back on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.org.
We'll see you next week. Good night.